the greatest stadium ever conceived by human hands, rising from the ground of Barcelona like a colossus. The workers on that site are writing another extraordinary chapter in its story. So pull up a seat, turn up the volume, and let us dive into everything that is unfolding at our beloved stadium today. Trust me, you are going to want to see every single second of this. Kicking things off today with an update from the shopping area that is genuinely thrilling to share. The shopping area glass frames have been neatly and completely installed. The doors, the windows, the entrance, every single element of the glass frame installation in that area has been put into place with a level of precision and a level of care that is immediately and powerfully evident when you look at the finished result. And the word I keep coming back to when I look at the current state of the shopping area is neat. It looks incredibly neat. Crisp, clean, precise, and polished in a way that speaks directly to the quality of the workmanship being applied to every element of this renovation. Pivoting now to the north goal area, and specifically to the middle section of that zone. The crews have begun drilling into the pillars at the middle section of the north goal area. And the reason for that drilling is really specific and really important. They are creating the anchor points into which new metal supports are going to be fixed. And those metal supports are what the slat installation needs to continue pushing forward through that section. The drilling of those pillar anchor points is essentially the groundwork for the next wave of slat installation. And seeing it happen right now at the middle of the north goal tells you with absolute clarity that the slat coverage in that area is not pausing, not slowing down, and not losing any of the remarkable momentum it has been building over the past several weeks. There is something really methodical and really admirable about the way the slat installation has been progressing throughout this renovation. It is never rushed, never careless, never cutting corners in pursuit of speed at the expense of quality. Shifting our attention now to the second tier, where the construction activity currently underway is both structurally significant and really revealing in terms of how far along the development of that tier has progressed. Because the update from the second tier today is one that paints a vivid and encouraging picture of a section of the stadium that is advancing into its most mature and most sophisticated phase of structural development. The concreting of the second tier floor is in a very advanced state right now. The crews are currently placing substantial quantities of iron reinforcement rocks onto the floor surface as part of the ongoing concreting process, and the purpose of that iron reinforcement is both fundamental and critical. The iron rocks, technically known as rebar or reinforcing steel, are laid within the concrete to give it tensile strength that concrete alone simply does not possess. Concrete is phenomenally strong under compression, but without reinforcement, it is vulnerable to cracking and failure under tension and bending forces. The iron reinforcement that the crews are laying into the second-tier floor right now is what transforms ordinary concrete into reinforced concrete, a material that is strong, durable, and capable of safely bearing the enormous loads that tens of thousands of fans are going to place on it for decades to come. And alongside the floor concreting and iron reinforcement works, the walls of the stands are also being constructed, laid brick by brick with a patience and a precision that is deeply impressive to observe. There is something almost meditative about watching skilled workers lay bricks one at a time, each one carefully positioned, carefully leveled, carefully mortared into place. But the cumulative effect of that careful individual attention to each brick is a wall that is straight, strong, and built to last. The stand walls, rising brick by brick at the second tier, are a powerful visual reminder that the most impressive and most enduring structures are built not all at once, but one carefully placed component at a time. Now, let us talk about something that has been really catching the eye at the construction site in recent days: the intense and concentrated level of activity that has been visible on the ground floor of the site and what that activity appears to be building towards. Because the signals coming from the ground level right now are fascinating and really intriguing, and they suggest that something entirely new and entirely significant is on the horizon. A substantial number of workers have been observed on the ground, and the intensity of the works happening there is immediately and unmistakably evident. This is not the kind of quiet, incremental background activity that you sometimes see in areas of a construction site that are between phases. This is concentrated, purposeful, high-energy activity that has a clear sense of direction and a clear sense of urgency behind it. The crews have been taking detailed measurements around the side area of the ground floor, and alongside those measurements, preparations are clearly underway to form entirely new structures on the ground level. The measurement taking is particularly telling on a construction site of this sophistication and this precision. Detailed measurements on the ground floor mean that something new and something specific is being planned and prepared for in that space. The dimensions matter, the alignments matter, the positioning of whatever is being planned matters enormously, and the care with which those measurements are being taken reflects exactly that. What is that new phase going to involve? What new structures are about to emerge from the ground level of the Camp Nou construction site? Those are questions that the coming weeks are going to answer in a really exciting and really revealing way. And finally, let us close today's update with a brief but really important note about something that has been consistently and diligently ongoing at the construction site: the painting of the bolts to protect them against rust and moisture damage. This work is continuing steadily across the various sections of the stadium, where metal bolts and connecting elements are present and need protection before they are enclosed behind panels, enclosures, or other finishing elements. The anti-rust and anti-moisture paint being applied to those bolts is performing a critical long-term protective function, ensuring that the metal components that form part of the hidden structural fabric of the new Camp Nou are properly shielded against the corrosive effects of moisture, humidity, and the passage of time. Now, I want to take a moment to really highlight why this seemingly modest and unglamorous activity deserves recognition and appreciation, because it speaks to something really important about the overall approach being taken to this construction project. In a renovation of this scale and this complexity, it would be easy and perhaps even tempting to focus all the attention and all the care on the visible, photogenic, headline-grabbing elements of the build and to treat the hidden, enclosed, unseeable elements as less important. But the teams at the Camp Nou are absolutely not doing that. Every bolt that gets its protective paint coating, even if it is going to be hidden behind a panel and never seen by any fan on any match day, is being treated with exactly the same level of care and the same commitment to quality as every visible element of the stadium. That is what building something truly extraordinary looks like. Not just the parts that everyone is going to see and photograph and marvel at, but every single component, visible or hidden, large or small, glamorous or mundane, all of it done to the highest possible standard, all of it protected, all of it built to last. The bolt painting continuing is a quiet but powerful testament to that commitment, and it deserves to be recognized as such. Coolers, here is the truth. Most people walk past a construction site and see noise and dust and chaos. But when you look at the Spotify Camp Nou construction site with educated eyes and a passionate heart, what you see is something completely different. You see purpose. You see precision. You see hundreds of skilled and dedicated human beings pouring their expertise, their energy, and their craftsmanship into creating something that is going to stand as one of the greatest achievements in the history of sport. The shopping area frames installed with pristine elegance, the north goal pillars being drilled for the next wave of slat installation, the second-tier floor being reinforced with iron, and the stand walls rising brick by meticulous brick. The ground floor buzzing with mysterious and exciting new preparations that signal an entirely new phase of the build is imminent, and every bolt getting its protective coat, because nothing, absolutely nothing, is beneath the standard of excellence that this stadium demands. The Camp Nou is not just being built, it is being perfected, and we are privileged, genuinely, extraordinarily privileged to watch it happen. See you in the next one, Coolers. The story keeps getting better. Visca el Barça. Forever and always.